Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from FBE Capital. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Older men and much younger women. It is the bane of existence for older women all over the world.
Yep.
And so when
They hate it.
Leonardo DiCaprio finally broke his infamous 24-year streak of not going over 25, some older women felt a shift and hoped that older men would now start dating more appropriately. But then 72-year-old Bill Belichick said, "Not on my watch," and dove headfirst into the lap of the 23-year-old Jordan Hudson, triggering older women all over again.
He did not choose her because she's younger than you aesthetically. Oh no, he chose her because she's younger than you mentally.
Let me tell you something.
How is that not aesthetically too, you idiots?
That fucking dating pool is full of piss.
Men in their 60s
Yeah, it's a lot of women in it.
are looking for the younger woman, and they expect that they can get it.
Oh, they can.
More than 2 decades older than or younger than you. What do you have in common?
Because the reason he's pursuing
They really think that we want things in common with our wives and stuff. We really don't need things in common. We just need goals that are in common, which would be creating a family and working on our family. That's the most important thing.
you is because he's trying to manipulate you.
If it's just physical, that's one thing. But I also have a sensitivity to that of power dynamics.
Some of them have developed an unhealthy relationship with sex.
When men my age go and date women who are 15, 20, 25, 30 years younger than themselves.
Ultimately, it's predatory.
If the guy you are
It is just that these women cannot compete. The only thing they can do is shame men, shame younger women to not date us. But we get to choose whatever the hell we want. It's our choice, our money, our choice.
talking to is 5+ years older than you will be easy for him to manipulate.
They have followed their libido to the dark side.
My dating is not age appropriate. But the people who are pissed off at that, fuck you.
Older women hating on older men for dating younger women. It is such a classic, but it's getting a revamp because in the past, older women would simply admit that they hate being passed over for a younger girl. However, nowadays, older women brag about how they don't need a man and how they are so much happier without them.
We don't need you guys for anything. Deal with it.
While at the same time, they try to turn it around by selling you on the idea that older women are the better alternative.
There are women who are age appropriate who are so filled with life, so much love to give.
By 60,
I don't know how much life you guys got left.
she's figured out her weight change, her skin change. A woman has gone through menopause.
What the
Wow.
fuck? Is she seriously selling menopause as a
Wow.
perk? Please drop a like on the video if you think that older women have no clue what men truly
Shout outs to
want,
FBE.
and comment down below what you think. Because seriously, how completely tone deaf can you be to pitch menopause as an argument to date a 60-year-old? That is crazy.
She's a
I mean, it's a good thing for young men, young bucks out there to just release away, I guess, since she doesn't have eggs. Is that what she's advertising? I'm confused.
embraced her new sexuality that she has back. So guys, I have to say, I think you're missing it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna pass on the 60.
We ain't missing. We didn't even know you were there. What are we missing?
Real badge. I'm sure it's just as good.
It's right here in front of you, and maybe you're not ready for that.
Oh, I'm definitely not ready. But in all seriousness, this just shows you that older women do not get what guys truly want, or they simply don't care, which is fine. But then don't complain when these older men that do take care of themselves and are financially well established have zero interest in you and are going for the 20-year-olds. Now, what's absolutely hilarious about this whole debate is that older women always contradict themselves. For instance, they claim that 40 and 50-year-old men wanting to date 20-year-olds are losers and that these 20-year-olds are not interested in them.
That young woman is not attracted to your old ex-husband.
But at the same time, they also claim that those younger women are only with them for their money and would leave them as soon as the money runs out.
She wants the bag that comes with him. She's hoping
So that's exactly what you ladies did when you were younger, wasn't it?
he will kick and leave her the bucket.
So what? Even if it's true for 100% of cases, which I highly doubt, then it would still not matter, since regardless if you're dating a 20-year-old or a 40-year-old, it is the same rigged game, just with better prices at the lower end. Since all women are interested in the financial health of a man, some are just a bit more classy about it.
Take this from someone who is married to a rich and successful man, and all women want it. We can never say that we don't.
I just had all 5 of my niggas pay for all my expenses out here, period. Room, rental, wig, hair, nails, feet, and my friendship.
Be brave enough to tell men that you want him to provide. It doesn't need to be a luxurious lifestyle. It doesn't need to be a crazy amount of money. But in the time when you have small children, you guys need to be able to live on his salary.
Do you really think that 40 and 50-year-old women do not care about how much money a guy makes, or the job that he has, or if he owns a house, what car he drives, or how much he has saved? Of course they do. Some might even care a whole lot more about this than women in their early 20s.
Yep.
The only difference is that for older women, the money is just one out of a 1,000-point list of bullshit that they want the guy to meet. Whereas some younger women just say, I want a rich guy and f everything else.
If you're ready to drop the dusties and date wealthy men, then listen the hell up.
Story time on how I met my millionaire boyfriend.
Where to meet billionaires out in New York, billionaires with a B.
I'm going to teach you how to attract a rich man into your life.
I swear, none of these women have ever even experienced a man that made millions like that.
And this all have to do with the dirty little secret of modern feminism, which is that despite all of the propaganda of the girl boss and being independent, young women still massively love spending money a whole lot more than they love making it. And so a lot of them would much rather have easy money by having a guy make it for them so that they don't have to do the 60 to 80 hours a week grind.
When I complain about work and people are like, well, get a new job then. I'm like, no, I don't like working.
Does anyone else feel like they're absolutely drowning financially? As a single 29-year-old woman, you
don't need no man.
I have 3 jobs. And I'm still struggling, and I'm just getting myself farther and farther into credit card debt because I don't have enough.
I'm one of those people where I don't care how broke I am. I will never want extra hours at a job. I will never cover for anyone. I really want to work as least as possible.
I'm gonna show you guys an insane case that perfectly highlights just how much young women prefer easy money over working hard and using their brains. But before I do, it's important to establish what a rich older guy truly is. Because a lot of older women like to throw out the argument that you're not DiCaprio or Bezos, so you can't get a younger girl. But that's just...
No, we're pretty damn close to that. If you're making over 6 figures and you're decent looking at that age, you're pretty close to DiCaprio. You don't have the clout, but you have the want that women want.
Cope, since you don't have to be a billionaire to be considered a financially well-off guy. All of these guys here are nobodies, they're not billionaires, and they're dating much younger women.
Hey everyone, get ready with me. I'm here with my boyfriend Mark. Mark is 44 and I'm 20, and he has 2 children.
Since being financially well-off just means you are financially well-off compared to your surroundings. You see, if you make $65K a year living in Manhattan, then yeah, you're basically broke living on food stamps. But if you make $65K a year living in Kentucky or West Virginia, you make more than the average household combined, and you can buy an entire house for as little as $200,000 in one of the safest cities and extremely safe states, and you can
I only wish if $139,000, I'd get that house right now. But where I live, good luck.
Really live a comfortable life with plenty of money to spare for traveling and spoiling a hot 20-year-old.
And I get it. I'm not mad or saying like, you know, I choose to live here. I'm just saying prices here are not quite as easy.
You choose to do so.
I'm saying if you're on a date and he wants to pay for the bill, don't fight him. Let him do it.
Older men are obsessed with potential. They love a girl who works out, who is very well put together, who has the clean girl and kind of innocent girl look.
Do you really want to have to come to terms with the fact that you spent 30 or 40 years climbing a corporate ladder you didn't even give a shit about? I'm only saying this because I love you. You could be traveling the world right now.
This brings us to the question of why would younger women want to be dating older men if the main benefit of doing so is simply being provided for, and we are now living in a time where young women can easily do that for themselves. Well, it's quite simple. You see, providing a nice, comfortable life for yourself is indeed possible for most women in the West, but it's not easy.
People are always saying that the average American makes $45,000 a year. Where does the average American work? I want to make $45,000 a year. Are you kidding me? The most I have ever made is $30,000 in a year.
I mean, even in California, the least I've ever made most of my life is like probably like 25,000, 30,000, and that was when I was 18. So it's just California, you get paid a little bit more, but everything else is just ridiculously more expensive too. So it's not even worth the more pay.
You have to either learn a blue-collar trade and do hard physical labor.
Like in blue collar, guys, I'm gonna hit this hard. Learn plumbing, learn electrical work. There is literal plumbing companies begging people to come work for them so they can do the job, so they can make money. There's little comments of wives telling us about their husbands and how much their husbands make and how much that industry is looking for people. If you guys are looking for a good, stable, high-earning career that gives you great skills that you can use to even start your own business and your own plumbing company or your own electrical company, go learn those trades. They are dying for men to join them and learn and get paid. Get to it, guys. There's a lot of work out there, but yes, it is harder work. It is more manual labor work. It is more physical work. It's not just sitting in the screen and talking or doing TikTok videos. I understand that, but it is probably the best route for most men out there, especially if you guys are struggling. I'm done.
To make good money, or you have to build a successful business that also requires hard work, stress, and a lot of dedication. Or you can go the classic route of working your ass off to get into a good college, graduate, and then spend the next 10 to 20 years grinding at a company to earn a massive salary and great benefits. However, the question is, how many of them actually want to put the work in to get to that level?
I have to go back to the office on Monday the 31st, and I can't even go into my local office. They're making us drive to the closest district office, which is an hour and a half one way for me. I know y'all. I know that y'all probably think that this isn't a big deal.
I would rather be extremely broke with free time than rich and working all the time. I really hate work.
That is the difference, right? Is that when you're rich, you probably are working all the time. But when you're broke, you do have much more free time. That's why there's always that balance that people always try to find. How much money I need to make to how much work it requires to me live a good life. It's a very hard balance to achieve.
I've just quit my full-time job and I've got no plan, no money, no next job, but I feel free.
So clearly, we're now living in a time where we have a generation that wants to live the most comfortable life possible for the least amount of work done. And so nothing proves this hypothesis of young women wanting an easy life and easy money more than the invention of OnlyFans.
I've cried so much over this decision to quit my PhD, because it's a stressful decision. But moving on to doing OnlyFans.
My God, man. OnlyFans did to women's self-respect what Ozempic did to body positivity. It absolutely nuked it.
I'm no longer bound by the expectations of an academic institution or the constraints of a corporate office. I can comfortably wake up each day and decide what I want to learn.
So this right here is Zara Dar, and she went viral for leaving a PhD program in bioengineering and computer science to go do OF. All because she wanted to make more money a lot easier.
For example, although my OnlyFans has been a side project while I pursued my PhD, I've been able to make over $1 million. With that, I helped my family pay off their mortgage, I bought myself a car, and thankfully I avoided taking out any student loans. Now I have an investment portfolio and I'm planning on buying my own house soon.
I mean, just think about it. This girl had a bachelor's degrees in bioengineering and computer science, a master's in computer science, and was accepted into a PhD program for computer science, which would have easily landed her a top job at any Silicon Valley company or any New York-based banking or consulting firm. At any of these companies, she would easily be making between $300,000 and $500,000 a year on day one. Not only because of her degrees, but
I know this because, again, my friend makes very close to that kind of money. He has a PhD, but it's actually not, it's in anthropology, but Google hired him because they need anthropologists.
Look at her. She ticks off like 15 DI boxes, which up until not too long ago was basically the star in Super Mario Kart. Sorry, can't show any Nintendo stuff. It's safer to show ISIS beheading videos than anything Nintendo makes, because they will come for you and you will suffer.
Nintendo's
Anyways,
on with their
Zara
copyrights.
Dar here perfectly embodies why older men and younger women work so well together, because millions of women want the same thing Zara wants, but they don't want to debase themselves online.
I'm saying if you're on a date and he wants to pay for the bill, don't fight him, let him do it.
But he doesn't need to pay for my flight, but he's welcome to pay for my flight.
Because yes, even though OF offers young women an easy and fast way to make a lot of money, it does come at a serious price, and having an older boyfriend or husband who spoils you and treats you well is a lot more healthy and respectable than spreading your cheeks online for cash. This is why dating advice on how to find a rich guy is so popular.
If you want to date a wealthy man with a lot of money but you don't know where to find them, I'm going to tell you where to go.
Sitting at a bar alone is not how you're going to meet a six-figure man, and if you want to know the best way, then keep watching.
Go bowling. You'll find some, maybe.
So clearly, young women and older men offer each other a perfect value exchange, and if you can add genuine interest and love on top of that, then you basically have a 10 out of 10 relationship.
I think so.
And some older women do actually get this.
Because a lot of older women become jaded and they may be abrasive and difficult to deal with. But ultimately, younger women are just naturally more beautiful. If you ask a man if he's gonna pick a woman the same age or like 2 years younger than him and a woman who's 10 years younger than him with all of the other same character traits, of course he's gonna pick the younger woman. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Now for the ones that don't get it, they want to bring in the most pathetic excuse I've ever heard, which is that 21 and 22-year-old women are too young to date older men. Why? Because their prefrontal cortex hasn't fully developed yet.
Because the younger person is still developing their frontal cortex. I've talked about this online and I get a lot of pushback. Like, you're just old and bitter.
Okay, so the argument here is that a 21 or even 22-year-old adult woman is still too underdeveloped mentally to decide on whether or not she wants to have 40-year-old inside of her. What the actual
20. But at 18, they can decide to spread it open to millions of people for money.
21, 22-year-old girls, young women.
I would say this stops being applicable from like 30 plus, because I think 30 plus, everybody is an adult.
It is so ironic that women do not see how incredibly condescending that argument is, because you're basically saying that they are babies that aren't capable of fully analyzing all of the risk and danger associated.
When I was 21 years old, I still had that naivety to me, to the dating scene as well.
I mean, there's just no way to kind of, because you're manipulating someone who is not aware of what they're giving you, and it's unfair.
Fine, if you really want to make the argument, then let's treat every single woman under the age of 23 as a fucking toddler, because apparently, unlike 22-year-olds, I actually knew from the moment I was born that I did not want to fuck a 40-year-old man. Okay? Didn't need 23 years of prefrontal cortex development to decide on that.
True.
But if 22-year-old women are still such little babies that they can't decide on that because they can't assess the risk or consequences associated with it, then fine. That means you're not capable of driving or drinking or getting tattoos, voting on who runs the countries. Are you crazy? No traveling by yourself, no staying in hotels, no Botox, no butt lifts, no fillers, no going out all night, no clubbing, no living on your own, and definitely no social media. Because clearly you are just a little girl that needs to be protected from all of the big, evil, manipulative men.
And hear me out. When I was 25, I dated somebody who was 10 years older than me. So I fell into the trap. So like he finally like
gets to be 40 years old or something and like makes his way up the social ladder a bit and uses that to try to lure in little girls.
It absolutely blows my mind that grown-ass women are still trying to infantilize themselves so much just so they can avoid any type of responsibility for their own actions.
But I am younger. It has taken me longer to learn stuff.
Don't infantilize yourself. Everyone your age is so infantilizing, right? I don't understand. Everyone is maturing so much slower, and everyone is obsessed with, I'm young, I'm a kid.
Yep, that's exactly how.
Remember back in the day, Genghis Khan was ruling countries and murdering freaking planes of people at 18. Yeah, he wasn't too young.
Feel every single time I hear this bull about prefrontal cortex, and all that it does is make women look like a complete joke. Like, how are we supposed to respect or see women as equals when they still want to pretend that they're children at 22?
20, 21, 22-year-old girls.
To try to lure in little girls.
From like 30 plus, because I think 30 plus, everybody is an adult.
That is simply pathetic. Yep. But we all know what they're doing here. We know that they don't even believe this nonsense themselves, since every single chance they get, they scream about how women are these powerful goddesses with divine energy and can rule the world.
When you're a high priestess, goddess, spiritual being, intuitive, divine feminine that has already activated their powers.
Yeah, a goddess who can't decide on whether or not to date someone. Real powerful. Anyways, another example of this total nonsense and never taking accountability is the excuse that men are simply too afraid to commit or express their love for a woman.
Because there is nothing more unattractive than a man nearing his 30s or in his 30s or in his 20s or whenever that is scared to voice his feelings, that does not want to does not want to show people that he cares.
Yeah, it's totally not due to the fact that as some women get older, just like this one here, they start to get a lot more jaded and they get rejected a lot more.
And why are you so insecure in your own feelings and emotions that you can't tell the woman that you're with that you absolutely love her and that you want to keep her?
Because maybe they don't.
And that you want her to every single day and that she's beautiful and she's gorgeous.
Oh man, this is what hitting the wall at lightning speed looks like. Just complete chaos in that brain, not knowing what to do. This is the type of woman that blames everything and anyone in the universe for why her relationships keep failing, but refuses to take any accountability or place any blame on the one factor that is clearly—
Hell, I admit it. In my marriage, I was a simp. I was an idiot. Happy wife, happy life, did everything.
at fault here.
And I want to make a very important note that I don't hate all men. I hate wounded men. I hate immature men. I hate narcissistic men. I hate predatory men. The fact that 95% of society and of men are like that is the problem.
Everywhere that I walk into, I walk in as if I own the place. I ask questions. I don't care about how annoying I can be or...
Just imagine dating this. You would age 10 years in just 10 days. This is insufferable. This woman thinks she's dropping some grade A knowledge, but in reality, she's just...
Yeah, it's just sad that they don't realize how insufferable they are with their attitudes. It's just because other women just, yeah, queen, slay, queen. So they never get acknowledged that you're a horrible person.
Telling on herself about how she's basically getting played by men who do not care about her and do not want to be around her.
I really have no attachments to this 3D world and to this 3D society, meaning that I have no family, no friends, no boyfriend.
Jeez, I wonder why. This is the perfect example of an attitude that just exudes "F men and I don't need men," but then she posts things like this. I mean, you just can't make this shit up. She wants to manifest a husband, but she also wants to tell every guy to fuck off. Just an amazing combination. And what's even more hilarious about her manifesting a husband is that she posted this at the end of March, but listen to what she had to say at the beginning of March.
Again, I haven't dated a man since last year. I haven't been in a talking stage or anything like that with any man since then, and I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, it's always these type of women who scream the loudest that they don't need a man, who are actually secretly the most desperate for a man, and will start to completely panic the hardest as they get older. Because it doesn't stop at just trying on wedding dress.
Guys, I had literally a woman in the comment section on one of the videos the other day talking about how single women are not miserable, blah, 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 and gave out all of this. I pinned her comment. Men went in at it. I replied to her. I'm like, it's statistically proven that women that are lonely and single are the most miserable by your own by your own admissions. Like, women are literally saying this, and through antidepressants and everything, but you still want to think that they're the most happiest. Deleted her comment because obviously she's dumb.
And manifesting a husband, since she's getting all of this cosmetic work done and it looks painful as hell. I simply can't show you these photos here because they would be flagged for gross bodily harm, but picture someone who just got the beat out of them with 2 massive black eyes. And so, you know, the sad thing about all of this is that she never actually needed all of this cosmetic work. All that she really needed to do is just be kind, be respectful, and be feminine towards men. And she would have easily been married a long time ago. But for modern women, as they age, it becomes near impossible to do just this basic thing of being kind and loyal to men. So when we see this happening over and over again, then this graph starts to make a lot more sense. This was older women furious at men for dating younger. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos.
Shout outs to FBE. No, that graph, he's right. It does make more sense. Once they do get that prefrontal cortex, whatever, lobe, majigger thingy, they become miserable women. It seems like they're miserable once they develop that. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Really appreciate that. And